Good morning. Can you hear me now? This is Jerry Lawson. I'm with Miracle Center for Spiritual Living, and I will be your practitioner of the day. Let us start off with our invocation. So if you would just get comfortable, and we will assure that God is in this meeting. Infinite Spirit, in whom we live, move, and have our being, we acknowledge the presence and power of God that is in this meeting today. We know that God is watching over each and every person, and we just give thanks, wholehearted thanks for the miracle of technology that we can still meet no matter what's going on at our center building. We just give thanks for this time. We give thanks for our speaker today, Reverend Teresa Slusher. We give thanks for our Zoom techs, myself, Jerry Lawson, and Christopher Harris. And we give thanks for each and every person that is out there that is joining us on this Sunday. We know that we are blessed. This meeting is blessed. And we know that all is well. And if you are in agreement with me, you can say with me, and so it is, and so we let it be. Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing? Let's see a thumbs up from everybody on the Zoom. All right. I'm doing great out here. The weather is beautiful. And Chris and I are sharing duties as far as being the host today. So we're going to see how this works out. I want to welcome you to Miracle Center for Spiritual Living. This is our broadcast for August 27th, 2023. Our monthly theme today is My Passion, My Purpose. Our weekly topic is passionately living your purpose out loud. Our monthly theme summary is, last month, we looked at what it means to be a warrior of peace. This month, we have been exploring passion and purpose. We have been encouraged to identify our hidden, buried, or unexamined passions. Finding and cultivating the connection between passion and purpose takes insights and work as we learn to recognize and even honor the challenges of being human, especially in a culture world that often judges mistakes or imperfections, negatively. It is time to foster more self-acceptance. Let us step boldly into our passion and purpose, bringing them into the world to shine our light as we live out loud. Affirmation: I passionately and boldly share my purpose with the world. And I'm going to say this again, and if you would, at home, you can join me. I passionately and boldly share my purpose with the world. Now, our science of mind point of view is practical application is necessary in the metaphysical field from which we operate. The apparent intangibility of our teaching urges us to prove what we are practicing. It can be easy to stay inside with our spiritual practices, yet actualizing them in the outside world, is not only necessary for our own growth, but for the world at large. We are here to demonstrate what it does. We have all the power of the universe at our disposal. And now I'm going to play you our first song. It's by Christina Aguilera, Loyal, Brave, True, from the movie Mulan.
Life does throw us a lot of curveballs. Unfortunately, at this time, we don't have any energy at the center But the good news is that life is full of surprises and we're able to connect this way. So I'm grateful for Zoom. Who would have thunk, right, that we would have this technology in our world today? Jerry, can you hear us now? Everyone else can hear me, yes? All right, great. So I guess Jerry, he'll be working on that. That song that was just played is such a beautiful song, sung so beautifully. And I think it really rings true in a lot of ways that, am I loyal? Am I brave? Am I true? And in that song, she says, we really can't do it alone, that it's our Father above us. She doesn't say above us, but her Father. We need our great divine inheritance. We need that which gives us our ability to create and to have passion in life. And without our passion, we would be nothing, because it is our passion that ignites our purpose. So we're going to talk passionately, living your purpose out loud. And what does that mean? So our purpose is the fire in our souls. And our purpose is our intentions and the very reason why we create something, why we make something, why we do what we do. And when we align our passions with our purpose, that inner feeling of excitement and love, we have joy with our activities. When we align that fire in our souls with what we do, we transform our destiny. And we might want to ask, am I brave? Am I strong? And am I true? And when we make every breath we take matters, we take our life to the next level. And who doesn't want to level up? And when we outwardly share our passions, we shine. Yeah, we shine. The world sees us shine when we smile. We shine in our determination when the world sees the determination in our actions. This is where we let our brilliance emerge. When our passions align with our purpose, life is worth living. Life is worth living. There's a gentleman by the name of Farshad Assel, I think is how you say his name. But I found a quote that I think backs up what I'm saying. And he's actually an entrepreneur and a certified John Maxwell leadership coach, teacher, and speaker. But this is what he says: when your purpose and passion are in alignment, your work becomes your calling. Your life becomes your dream, and your mindset becomes 2020 in clarity. I really like that. I think he really puts everything in a capsule, just capsulizes what this whole talk is really pretty much about. So you might ask yourself, what is your purpose? And the truth is, that is for you to discover. That is for you to uncover. And only you can know the desires of your heart. And only you can share your passions and your purpose. However, it takes boldness to shine and share your passions outwardly. And because the universe does not make mistakes, we are not mistakes. We are created by the divine maker of this created universe. We are created on purpose. We are here by divine appointment to add to the expansion of the world. And as you know, we do not do our work alone. We are the perfect co-creators with Spirit. It is only through our divine creator who can accentuate our unique passion and purpose. We need that divine creator to help us. So true, we don't create alone. And as co-creators, we are in co-creation with not only the giver of life, but with everyone and every living creature around us. We can't pet a dog unless the dog is there, and the dog can't receive the pet that we give it, the love that we give it, if we were not together, co-creating together. So it is indeed our spirit-infused responsibility to share our gifts, to share our works is divine. When we share our works, we help make this world a better place. When we cower behind our fears, we all lose. And the world will know you by your works and by your deeds. We already share the air that we breathe, the waters that we drink. We share our monies through transactions. We share our food with those who are hungry. So let us boldly share our talents and our ideas. We all have a purpose, which becomes more evident as we listen to our inner guidance. What am I here for? What am I here for? Ask yourself. Ask this question and then listen for the answer. Sometimes it comes loudly, and sometimes it comes as a quiet whisper. Pay attention. Pay attention to your heart, to what you love, to your desires, to your wants. Don't poo-poo them away. They're there for a reason. Acknowledge them and honor them. They are part of who you are. They are you waiting to emerge into your dance of life. And you know what? You have a lifetime on this planet, but you don't have forever. So the caveat is we have a limited time in our present physical form with which to birth and share our ideas, our passions, our purpose. We are to live passionately, to feel alive, fired up, and live our purpose out loud. We must seize the day, and we must step boldly into our created reality. The time has come to confidently embrace your purpose and step fully into our created reality. Our created reality, because we do not do this alone. So let us step boldly into our passions and purpose. Boldly means we courageously and willingly take risks. Let us rise and stand firm to bring our purpose into the world, to shine our light, to be seen and to be heard. Let us live out loud. You are the captain of your ship. You are the way shower, the rock, the peaceful warrior. You are your own destiny maker. Carpe diem, seize the day. Make the most of your life in this exact moment. If you've been thinking about maybe starting that business or that project, instead of spending months fantasizing about doing it, do it. Don't put off what you can do today. And be fully present. Stop living in the past of should have, could have, and stop worrying about the future. Focus on what you can accomplish in this moment and make the most of it. Speak your passions and your purpose out loud. Lay claim. It was Ralph Waldo Emerson in his essay on self-reliance where he encourages us to do just that. He states, quote, "Speak your latent conviction, and it shall be the universal sense for the inmost in due time becomes the outmost." Stand up, speak up, claim, and what is inside of you, bring it out. It is sad that we often devalue our convictions. It is sad that we often are afraid to utter our convictions out loud. Have you lived according to what was acceptable and appropriate in the paradigm of your family? Were you told to pipe down, quiet down, don't be so abrasive? Did you do this in your family? Are you doing it now in your community, your spiritual community? Are you hiding your authentic purpose? If you are, we're losing. You know, we can put our imagination and dreams into action when we are no longer just trying to blend in. Be abnormal. Be out there. Be different. Be courageous. When we embrace our passion, when we embrace our purpose, that thing we are called to do, then we deliberately step, and I mean deliberately step into our power. When we add our voice to our vision, we can have a far-reaching impact, even if it's just your dog, your children, your immediate family, your community. You will have a far-reaching impact, and that becomes your legacy. You know, I love to tell short stories. Sometimes the stories are fictitious and sometimes they're real life stories. But I think we learn best from stories because stories spark our imagination. They give us hope, they motivate us, and they paint a picture of life. So there is this woman, and this is a true story, by the way, but there is this woman, her name is Stephanie Gimanotta. Now, she's still alive today. She was born in 1986. All during her high school years, she was bullied, taunted, and teased. Maybe some of us can relate. I think we've all been bullied, taunted, and teased by someone somewhere. But it was everyone. Everyone in the school called her the germ. She was considered the outsider and labeled as weird. Now, any teenager that lives through such would feel pretty defeated, lost, worthless. We have a lot of teens today that are actually suicidal. Yes, she did struggle through her teenage years, but she made it through. She did survive. And you might wonder how she did it. What kept her going was her love of music, both singing and playing the piano. She courageously stepped up and sang at open mic nights all throughout her high school years, and she auditioned for many events with numerous rejections. Later, she was also sexually abused and suffered from PTSD. However, despite all of these setbacks, she continued to believe in her passion and purpose for being here. We know her today as Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga, an award-winning actress and singer. She's recognized for her many philanthropic causes, including those of the LGBTQ community and other marginalized groups. She has been an advocate for mental health issues, women's causes, and civil rights in general. Lady Gaga is an excellent example of someone who is passionately living their purpose out loud. Ralph Waldo Emerson, in his self-reliance essay, he also states this. Now think about this. He said Pythagoras was misunderstood, and Socrates, and Jesus, and Luther, and Copernicus, and Galileo, and Newton, and every pure and wise spirit that ever took flesh. To be great is to be misunderstood. It's true that no one really understands until they see the results. What if Lady Gaga listened to the others, calling her a weirdo, calling her the germ? And what if she let her passion smolder into ashes? But she stepped boldly and laid claim. She steered her ship, became the rock and the warrior. She was her own destiny maker. And how many lives has she changed because she listened to her heart and stood on her rock? She has been able to change many lives by supporting the many causes she cares about. And guess what? You are no different than Lady Gaga. I am no different than Lady Gaga. Well, except I can't really sing like her. But we all have passions and we all have purpose. It's the great spiritual leader, Buddha, that tells us your work is to discover your work and then with all of your heart, give yourself to it. My being here today is deliberate. For me, teaching today's lesson is deliberate. Your being here today is deliberate. And it is my hope that I speak clearly. It is my purpose to inspire and positively impact you, stir you up, fan the flames of your desires enough that you can be that warrior, the bold and the magnificent co-creator, to step out and live your purpose out loud. The universe, the world needs you. And only you know what your purpose is. You are here to make a difference. You're with me, right? All right. Okay, then. We may not be in the same physical space together. However, we are together. And the good news is space has no boundaries. As you know, I am in Georgia, and many of you are in Ohio. We are pretty much all of us in different cities. Space is infinite. And we are all playing in the same field called physical reality. And even though we are all spending our time together will pass. Time has a beginning and an end. Time has a beginning and an end. However, this time together will shape the way we think and experience the world around us. Many scientists and philosophers argue that time is not a fixed and objective reality, but rather a subjective and human-made illusion. We have also been given a human body with an expiration date. And this body occupies space. And this body moves through time. Yet, we know not the time or place that our physical form will transition. But it is inevitable. In case you haven't heard the news, it is inevitable. And we will all leave this physical plane. Where we go, we don't really know until we go there. One thing for sure that we do know is that we believe we are here right now. At least I believe I'm here right now, and I'm sure you believe that as well. And you know, God is very generous. We have been given a body, and we are given time. And what we do with our time is up to us. And we have been given freedom to think and do as we desire. No one can take your thoughts away, nor can they take your desires away unless you let them rob you and hold you down. Don't let anyone stifle you. Don't let anyone smite your light. No one can do this to you when you step into your power, when you claim your purpose and live courageously out loud. That which breathed life into this body gives us our every breath that we breathe. If we think it is so, then it must be so. For this is how we create, with our thoughts. We manifest into this space-time continuum our experiences. God is a generous God, for God always says yes. And the time is now to live out loud. So, what are we waiting for? Maybe we have many lives. Maybe there is reincarnation. There is one thing we know for sure now, this moment, this breath. So ask yourself, how would you live? How would I live? What would I do differently if I knew there was just a short amount of time left? What are my priorities? What are your priorities? You have the power to release fears and hesitation. You have the power to remove your concerns about others' opinions. Would you squelch your passions and purpose as somehow not worthy of existing or being shared? Perhaps your contribution to life, your talent or ideas could be the very thing that creates a rippling effect, positively transforming others. We may never know how spectacular you are and what you do in this world if you don't ignite and inflame your passions. Where would we be today if Ford or the Wright brothers, Thomas Edison, Alexandria Graham Bell, or Steve Jobs didn't step up and live out loud? Wait a minute, these are all men. Let's get some women in here, right? How about Mother Teresa, Eleanor Roosevelt, Princess Diana, Susan B. Anthony? And there are many contemporary men and women today. We could name Michelle Obama and Elon Musk. These people have all contributed positively to our world, to the expansion of humanity. And yet, your purpose doesn't have to be large. There is no big or little in the mind of God and our created reality. The butterfly moves its wings and changes the wind. Every breath you take matters. Every smile you make matters. Every kind word that you utter matters. One small act can shift humanity. $1 donated from your money can change your life or somebody else's life in a more amplified manner than you think. Don't ever ever underestimate the power of small acts. Perhaps your contribution to life, your talent, or your idea could be the very thing that creates a rippling effect, positively transforming our world. You may not ever know how spectacular your works are until you rise up and step up. Think of it like this. Our energy field is always expanding outward, intermingling with others. Remember, we share everything. The air we breathe, the water we drink, we even share our molecules. And it might be simple actions we offer, or more complex, such as speaking up for a group or a cause that we believe in. There are numerous opportunities available to us when we move from fear to focus and from apathy to action. Guided by our passions, we have an inner compass that knows what to do and when to do it. It's not about how we're going to go about doing it. It's about answering that call to say yes. And as we align with the direction that our yes is pointing us to, the universe makes way for it to happen. We've been placed in this universe. We've been placed in this universe to share what can only be expressed by us and through us in this current reality. We only have right now in this lifetime. And these are qualities that our soul came to offer. They were embedded into our being before we were ever born. They're kind of like our equipment. Our equipment. Just think about that. We are embedded with these qualities before we were even born. So we step in and fulfill them when we deliver broad strokes on the canvas of our life, or speak loudly from our metaphorical megaphone. Our energy field is always expanding. And we have a reading today from the Science of Mind magazine. And I believe our reader is Robert Slusher.
Good morning. Show a thumbs if you can hear me. All righty. I'd like to go ahead and thank my extended Miracle Center Brady Bunch family I see here, or I would say the expanded Hollywood Squares. This is phenomenal. I am honored to be the dedicated reader from Reverend Teresa. So here I go. Again, this is the reading from August 26, 2023 from the center's from the Science of Mind magazine. Bloom as you're meant to be. In the eyes of the world, I am average. But in my own heart, I am the great moment. The challenge I face is how to actualize, how to concretize, and the quiet immensity of my own being, written by Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel. Because the master of your thinking is the master of your fate. Ernest Holmes, This Thing Called You, on page 40. There has never been anyone like you. You are unique, and it is up to you to develop your potential, your uniqueness. We give our gifts when we follow our own path, not someone else's. No one can give the gifts we can give. If we don't bring them forth, the world is poor for the less. It is said that many years ago, a rabbi prayed, "Dear God, I do not ask you to explain to me why the world has been created or why the good suffer and the evil prosper. Only please tell me, what am I doing in this world of yours?" We can't blame someone else if our life isn't how we like it to be. We need to take our life into our own hands and remember that God is always with us. Rachel Riemann writes of a dream she had. In her dream, a bulb was planted in the ground and a large rock was laying on it. A friend told her to listen to a conversation they were having. The rock was telling the bulb that the world was a dangerous place and he would protect her, so she shouldn't bloom. The bulb responded that blooming was her whole purpose for being alive. See, the moral is not to allow anyone to stop you from blooming, from living the life you are called to live. Only you can bloom as you are meant to. Affirmation. Today, I set the intention to live the life I am called to express. I share my gifts with the world and know in my heart that I am a living spiritual life. And so it is.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you for that reading. Believe in yourself. Believe you will succeed. Know the truth of you. I loved hearing in the reading, we can't blame someone else if our life isn't how we would like it to be. We need to take our life into our own hands and remember that God is always with us. God is always with us. I believe this to be true. I believe that God is always acting through me, in me, around me, and as me. And you know what? When you believe, you will create miracles. We have another song, and this song is, again, sung by Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey, and it's titled, When You Believe. When you believe. And the reality is you are the miracle. And what is a miracle? A miracle is a surprising and welcome event that is not explicable by natural or scientific laws. No one can explain a miracle. It is therefore considered to be the work of divine agency. Divine agency. And we have all been created by this divine agency. How you got here is a miracle. The one divine source who creates all and sources all breathed life into you. And this may look like a miracle, and it is a miracle. Yet it is also because we are the purpose of this divine source. Where would God be without us? The purpose of God is to create. We live and move and have our being in a created universe. We too are creators. Yet we will never, ever, and I don't like the word never, but it's true that we will never, ever create alone. The reality is, when you live out loud, you are also creating miracles. When we live out loud, who knows what we can achieve? It is done to you as you believe. Release all fears and embrace your passions, your desires. Embrace you, all of you, the miracle that you are. And let us together change the world. Let us together create a world that works for everyone. So do this. Take time to listen to your calling through meditation. Quiet, contemplative time. Then align your inner compass. Reflect on your priorities. And after reflecting on your priorities, lean into the ones that feel right for you. The ones that spark that flame of passion. And you have everything you need to realize your dreams. Fear not. The universe always says yes when you need something, it shows up. Release your fears and worries and self-doubts. It may not happen in the way that you think it should happen. Don't spend your energy on figuring out all of the details. Trust in the process and take one action each day that moves you into the direction of your envisioned goal. So do this. Also, take care of yourself. Do simple things that naturally restore your energy. Get plenty of rest, take a nice hot soothing bath, take a walk in the woods, eat a nourishing meal, remember to take your vitamins. Each day, do something that you love, that brings you joy. Pet your dog, smile at a child, help someone across the street. Then from this place of alignment, reach for that greater level of self-expression. Your purpose will become your passion, and your passion, your purpose, when you speak it and live it out loud. And in the words of Ernest Holmes, the founder and great teacher of our philosophy that we call the science of mind, he says this: there is nothing from which to make things except ideas. In the beginning, we behold nothing visible. There is only an infinite possibility, a limitless imagination, a consciousness. You are just a thought in the mind of God. And look at you now. Let us take this into prayer. Please join me. There is only one divine source, one divine mind behind all that is. And I know right here and right now, in this moment, this source is operating through me and as me. For I know I am the arms and the legs of this great one that shows up as the many, shows up as all of the brothers and sisters, shows up as me. And if this is true for me, this is true for all. For we are all the collective, the many of the one great divine source. And as this one is the creative force operating through all and in all, I have the power of this force to speak my word. And so I speak. I claim success for all beings. I see all beings divinely guided, declaring purpose and living out loud the passions of the soul, creating and forever expansive towards more good. Creating a world that works for everyone, a world of expansive, loving kindness, a giving and receiving world where there is abundance and prosperity for all, a release of any thoughts of lack or limitations. I know we live in an expansive world where oneness is recognized and prioritized. A world where all divine emanations are honored and respected, and that we live out loud our purpose without reservation, that all beings are supported and encouraged to be who they are, and where all our desires are fulfilled. I see it, I feel it, and I know it to be true. This I believe. As the hand that feeds me is also the hand that frees me. For this I give thanks, and I release my words to the law. And if you are in agreement with me, please declare this truth together by saying, and so it is. And I believe that we probably have some announcements.
Yes, we do. But before we do the announcements, let's just give Reverend Teresa a wonderful round of applause for that wonderful, wonderful message. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you for the love.
Oh, and usually this time, this is when artist is walking down the aisle with the collection plate that he's making his collection. So don't forget to send in your tithes and offering. Of course, to 2653 South Taylor Road in Cleveland Heights, Ohio, or 4118 Miracle Center for Spiritual Living, because we know we're not going to miss our collection today. We know that everyone's going to send it in, or you can go on to PayPal, and we'll thank you for using PayPal, and you can put it on PayPal or your credit card. Let's see if I can get myself back over here. There we go. And right now, I'm going to do the benediction, and then we'll do the announcements. And this will be the end of a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. So if you would just be still once more. Infinite Spirit, I just give thanks for this wonderful time that we've had together. I give thanks for the advent of technology that lets us combine ourselves from Georgia to California to Ohio, and all of these things that are done instantaneously right now. I give thanks for Reverend Teresa and her message. I give thanks for Robert Slusher and his reading of the reading. And I give thanks for each and every person. We are all blessed. We are blessed. Miracle Center is blessed, and we just know that the Electricity is going to be on by Wednesday. That's the date they set. And we just know that next week we'll see most of us at the center. And I just give thanks as I release this treatment into the ethers. And if you wanted to say with me, and so it is, and so it is. Amen. Now for the announcements. We are still raffling off the African bronze Maasai warrior woman. It's a figurine. It's about a foot high. And the donation here is $5 for each raffle ticket. And you can either send it in through the mail or get on a PayPal. And the mail is working. I must say that of course, with the electricity down, the phones are not working either. So, but you can mail it in. And the fashion show is going to be on September 16th from 2:00 p.m. to 5:00 p.m. And please, please mark that date because we'll be there watching this beautiful and wonderful fashion show by Azadi Unique, the designer who is Miguel Osborne, a full Afrocentric and winter holiday fashion show with a pre-show jazz interlude. So that's going to be exciting. So please don't forget that the tickets for that are $20 a piece. And of course, you can send them to the office, send your money to the office, and we'll get you the tickets out. And if we drive them out or mail them back or however we do it, we'll get them there for you. And let's see. Oh, the discussion that we have on Thursdays from 1:30 to 2:30, Keys to Wisdom, is still going on. And if you have a copy of this program, the address is on it, so you can sign on to it from there. And this completes the announcements for today. And I just give thanks. Everybody give themselves a round of applause. This has been a wonderful day, and I just give thanks to each and every person that has joined us. We're going to have an open